Hello folks, welcome to the channel. Today you're catching me doing a little bit of cleanup in preparation of some big projects that we are going to do in the next few weeks. So today's episode will not be a build, but will be some tips and tricks and the importance of having some things ready before you start a new project. So first we're going to, as I promised in a video a couple of weeks ago, going to show you how simple it is to change the filter in our very inexpensive dust collection. And if you notice, as I was cleaning, I have the dust collector there, so things that fall are actually collected by the fan and minimizes the dust on the floor. So if this is your first time visiting with us, we want to extend you a very warm welcome. If you've been here before but you have not yet registered, please register and also hit the bell button so you will be notified every time we have a new video up. And if it is your birthday, we want to extend you a very happy birthday. So stick around and see how we prepare for a project. So you can see the clear difference between a brand new filter and the filter we have been using, and it is clearly probably past due for us to replace it. So we're going to do that today. And I will make a test and see about making something a little better than this is. So removing it at this stage is very straightforward. You just remove the tape. Careful that we don't get all the dust to the floor. Again, I should have changed that a little sooner than now, but I guess it is what it is, right? And off it goes. First we'll start by cleaning the fan. And I'm thinking of building a case around it so it will not look like a fan and the filter will be able to sit in a little easier, right? You seem unconvinced. Where did I put my pencil? There it is. So we're going to make a very simple box. And we need to know where to cut the wood, so we're going to make a mark here. We're using the square to be on the side of the fan, and then on the side of the... Are we tight here? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yep.
And these are boards that we had in the shop. And we're going to go on the bandsaw and cut them.
The vacuum's not attached.
So, before we start, friends, alright friends, we have clamped the two pieces and I'm going to try to cut them together to minimize the effort of cutting. technically, all of our boards should be the same size, shouldn't they?
The same size as in width.
Yeah. Because that says 20 by 20. Let's try
Well,
it.
unless you're gonna leave like a 1-inch
Oh, yeah.
foot on it.
I will, that's why I did it that way. So, now we have to mark. Let me take the handle off. How is the handle coming off?
Well, it looks like it's gonna make more sense to leave the handle and because it's the same height as your on-off switch. So it makes just as much sense to leave it with a little bit of a gap there or
But
something.
then how am I going to access the on-off switch?
That's what I'm asking.
No, I was planning to remove it on the wood. The fan is unplugged and I'm removing the front right now. I have a little magnetic tray so I don't have to worry about where my screws are going. And I'm going to try and see if I can relocate the handle and the the button,
On
the
off.
switch
What do you mean relocate?
out of the fan on the wood. Or depending on how much space it you have, I wouldn't mind the switch being on the side. We'll see though, I don't know, that might not be possible. Nothing might be possible, we might be just wasting time. Right? Looks like we need to vacuum in here.
I was just about to say, on the plus side, now we can vacuum inside too.
Well, this has been used as our filtration system for over a year with very good results, I think. So a little cleaning and TLC is always good for all your tools, and I consider this a tool. Why is not moving? Okay, I'm just trying to remove, I might need your help. I'm trying to remove the handle here, there it is. Let's vacuum the thing. I don't think we need to see it right. Elpida suggested, and it is a great idea, to leave a little length here to create fit in essence. That will bring the whole assembly a little off the ground. And here I'm using one of my favorite ways to square a corner. This little clamp is just amazing. And if you come close here, because it really holds everything very tight. It's really, really cool, right? And for informational purposes, we came up about an inch, right? And now we're going to put the fan in so we can make measurements on both those boards. And like we did before, we're going to cut them both at the same time. But you get the idea. We're going to build something like this with a few details to work out, but we're going to tell you how we're doing them. And the fan will rest in here fairly tight. The idea is that this will be a tight thing, and if we need to, I will even put screws into the fan. Okay. As you know, we've already cut the top and the bottom, and now we're ready to cut the sides. We decided, because we want fit in the bottom, that the sides will be a little longer by an inch or so, right? So they're not all the same dimensions. You could do it all the same dimensions if you wanted, because that fan is a 20 by 20. But we decided to give it a little more character. cut would have been much easier on the chop saw, but we have the bandsaw here, and frankly we haven't used it for a while, and I kind of like using it, but you know, you really can use anything to do that. You could use a reciprocating saw or a chop saw or any variant in between. Where is it? There? Can you do this? This is hard. Can you help me? Sorry. That goes in front of the camera.
No.
So we decided to change the design a little bit to make it faster and easier. I don't want to spend too much time on this. So we are going to leave the top open so we can have the switch the way it was before rather than relocate it. It just doesn't worth the effort to do that. And as you can see, we have secured it very well on the bottom, and we're going to secure it on the top. And we are going to use, what do you want to call this? Some topping boards. That's the term, topping boards, which need to be cut a little bit, clearly, right? Mm-hmm. All right.
And then we'll have to use some type of self-tapping screw to get in there because the holes that exist on the bottom of the fan here where we've secured it, they don't exist up here. So.
But we will do that and we'll get back to you. All right, folks, we decided to change the design and just leave the handle and the switch in the original position on the fan, but we did secure the fan to the wood and the wood to the frame. And the reason we did that, we could have done it the other way we initially designed, but really it didn't worth, in my estimation, the time that it will take to do that. So we just really quickly changed the design. We're going to put the cover on and we'll show you how that looks. So we're just simply putting the cover back on. We took the opportunity to clean the fan. And I will do a couple of more things and I will show you to just make it better than it was before. Nothing really extravagant. We use scraps for this project, as we always do, almost always I guess, right? Sometimes we're going by wood, but in this instance we had the wood already in our arsenal. Now here is a good idea not to use a power driver, because you will probably break the plastic. Okay. So, last thing is I want some, either we need to cut. We cut some pieces of wood here and on the other side and at the bottom. And the purpose of these are to keep the filter via friction secured. So now instead of taping the filter every time, it will make it easier for us to put the filter in and take the filter out. Do you think we need to put one on the top too? Huh?
Then turn it on.
The last thing we're going to do today is try to improve the way we connect our vacuum to our tools. We went out and we purchased a cheap inner tube for bicycles, and we're going to show you how we plan to use it. Okay, I have the fricas. Yeah. Fricas. I don't know what the fricas is. Do you want to bring the vacuum? As you can see, our system for keeping our vacuum to our tools is not ideal. So we are looking for a better system. All right, thank you. Now, this is experimental. I don't know how much to cut. You think there?
Sure.
You don't know either, do you?
I don't know. We've never done this before.
Okay. We might need both of us to do it actually. Using a zip tie ensures that this will not come off as our equipment moves or vibrates. And now we're going to show you the whole idea. I think I will need help. I cannot do that by myself. Space. I cannot do that by myself. All right, friend, and as you can see, we decided it is better to put the zip tie on the tool, because usually on the tool is where you want it left anyway, since we have enough of a length that we can put one of them in each of our tools. And also we decided that we would have liked it, the length of the hose to be a little shorter, because as you can see we have really a very big amount of hose here, and that is not, it generates a little more work than needed. Again, this was a proof of concept for us, and we might find a better way to do it, and we are going to advise you. But for now this works, especially on something that is very tight as this thing is, because it allows... Is there any way you can turn it on? Yeah, that works really good. Because you can go in virtually any direction you want, you know? Now if you leave too much of a hose here, the hose will collapse with the suction, so you do not want that. But if you have, what is that, about 1.5 inches or 2 inches?
About 2 inches.
That seems to be working very well. So this is our second tip for the day. And I think we're going to go for some drinks. And here is our two products for today. One is the filter, and the other is using a bicycle tube to create a union between two different size hoses, specifically our it's not the soap vac, it's Stanley, right? But our soap vac in essence, but not the brand, and our duster, and our
That's what it seems like sometimes. And
it does create
creates all
dust.
kinds of dust.
It creates a lot of dust. I mean,
I think that's why I don't like it really, because of the amount of dust it creates. Even when you have it connected here, you have to do extra stuff to get it to not.
yeah. These fans can be routinely be bought at Walmart for maybe $14.95 or something. And sometimes they even put them for sale for under $10, for $9.95 or something like that. But the fan is not expensive. The wood can be something you have around your shop. And overall, I think this is a good solution that has a very low entry cost. And potentially you can create two of them. Actually, I have some thought of creating another one and hang it from there. I saw that on the Handyman. The Handyman has something very similar. That is his channel name. And no, we didn't copy it from him. We had this actually well before. We just watched that episode this week actually. And he had something similar to our old one. He didn't have it on a frame. It was, what do you call it, with tape.
Yeah,
But he had it hung from the ceiling.
from something.
Right, and so I might create another one and hang it as to improve our quality of air here. But anyway, this is what we worked on today, and I hope you can get something away from it. And this brings us to the end of our episode. And as you can see, our fan operates, and it made it easier for us to change the filters. I would suggest that you buy a little higher quality filters than we buy. We bought that as a proof of concept, so we bought the cheapest filter we can find, and we definitely think this is a good process. But a better quality filter, of course, will give you better results than we got. In any case, this is our project. I think it looks better than before. What do you think, Alvida? It doesn't. It looks like a fan, but also looks a little more like a soap thing, right? So, if you enjoyed this episode, please smash that like button. If you didn't, the other button works as well. Share, like, subscribe if you have not done so, and let us know what you would like to see in our channel. From the Garage Wizard and Elpida, we are going to see you on Wednesday and next Sunday with a build that might be in more than one episode actually, because it's going to be something we have not done before. It will be a little bigger of a process. So we bid you farewell.